Velvet season is the time for vacations and rest in the South. Farida had been planning her vacation for a long time, but she did not have time to buy tickets for the planned trip. And she decided to go to Napa this year. Approaching the ticket office of railway tickets, I saw in the window a young guy selling and issuing tickets. Hello, one ticket to Napa on September 5th, preferably a reserved seat carriage in a lower shelf. Smiling sweetly, he turned to the handsome guy Farid. It's a bit late, girl, there are no tickets in this direction until the end of September, you yourself understand the time of vacations, sounded in response. Seeing the upset face of the pretty, Asian-looking girl, he sighed thoughtfully and continued. Okay, there is one ticket left for your number, compartment, top shelf. Would you take it? Farida, cheering up and smiling, agreed. The next 3 days, in anticipation of the long-awaited vacation, the girl spent collecting her suitcases. Finally that day came. Railway station. Heat 5. But Farida was dressed in a long dress that hid her seductive forms, as befits a Muslim woman. But underneath this dress she was wearing black lace stockings and luxurious underwear of the same color. Approaching the carriage, she gave her passport with a ticket to the conductor, 5 compartment, top shelf, 30th place. A cute conductor in a blue uniform addressed her. Nodding in response, Farida entered the carriage and after a while was already in her compartment. Throwing the suitcase on the luggage shelf, she noticed that she was completely alone in the compartment. The thought flashed through my head that it might be so until Napa itself. After 15 minutes, the train started. The compartment door flew open, the already familiar conductor was delivering bed linen. The rest of your fellow travelers will join you at the next station. She said, it will be at 2 o'clock in the morning, if anything, do not be alarmed. Smiling, the conductor closed the compartment door. Realizing that half a day and half a night Farida will go alone and decided to have a snack. After drinking tea with sandwiches in hot weather, the girl felt even more stuffy in the compartment. Deciding to open the window, she realized that the window was jammed. It was necessary to somehow fight the sweltering heat. Closing the door with the latch, Farida decided to undress. Taking off her dress, she was left in only underwear. Somewhere after 20:00, with the certainty that at night there will be girls or, in extreme cases, a married couple, since ticket sellers try to move in by gender, I decided to lie down as it is, covered with a thin duvet cover. After 10 minutes the girl fell asleep, she was always exhausted by the road. Shuddering at the bang of the closed compartment door, Farida woke up. But when she heard a male whisper, she decided to pretend to be asleep, pulling the duvet cover almost completely over her head so that it was not clear what gender the person was sleeping. Squinting, Farida looked at her fellow travelers, they were 3 strong guys. 2 were clearly Russian, and 1 Caucasian. We ought to change clothes, the Armenian whispered in a whisper. Aaron, change your clothes here, the fellow traveler is still asleep over there. Was heard from below. Not for long I think the guy got up and began to pull off his pants, hooked on the edge of his pants and pulled his pants down with them. She was a little embarrassed, but she liked this look. The guy lifted his panties up and sat on the bottom shelf. Well, what can 100 grams of cognac for sleep? We ought to make friends with a neighbor. And why is the man sleeping? Andriak wake up. Having heard this phrase, Farida, a little frightened, uttered, I am not sleeping. Oh yes, a girl is with us, Andre was delighted. So let's all the more come to us, you need to drink for your acquaintance. I'm naked, the girl said, blushing. Come on, here all are their own. Well, you want us to undress too? The next second, all 3 pull off their pants, remaining in the same t-shirts. Opening the duvet cover, she bared her half-naked body and began to go downstairs. Sitting on the bottom shelf next to one of them, I saw how all 3 were looking at her with round eyes. What a good meeting, let's raise our glasses, Aaron said. They all drank. Girl, are you not afraid to ride alone on the train like this? You never know? The third asked Farida. No, but what are you hinting at? The girl said with a smirk, looking sideways at the person who asked. Well, what if someone sees such a gorgeous girl wants to do anything? Continued that, and the girl might not mind? Answered a question with a question a minute later, Farida felt a warm, viscous, salty liquid in her mouth. Knocking on the door, the conductor came in with a slight smile and said that in 5 minutes arrival. She understood what was happening in this compartment at night, as there were different smells in the air and there was complete satisfaction on the faces of the fellow travelers.